Liverpool fans, the wait is nearly over, but is Hugo Ekitike really worth the gamble? Liverpool is about to pull the trigger on a massive $106 million deal for Hugo Ekitike. But not everyone is convinced this is the right move for Arne Slot's new era. Liverpool sent blunt message over Hugo Ekitike transfer too. Much of a gamble. Liverpool Football Club is on the brink of finalizing one of the most talked about transfers of their summer window, the acquisition of French striker Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. The deal reported to be worth up to $106 million, £79 million, with an initial fee of $93 million and a further $13 million in add-ons, has split opinions among pundits and fans alike. While Arne Slot sees the young forward as the solution to Liverpool's evolving frontline, others like former Premier League manager Neil Warnock have questioned whether this is simply too risky a move for a club rebuilding after the tragedy of losing Diogo. This script takes you through the full story, the background, the transfer saga, the criticism, and ultimately why Liverpool, despite the doubts, are pressing forward. Liverpool striker search. The background. Liverpool's search for a striker this summer has been relentless and highly public, following Hoda's tragic passing. Arne Slot and the Liverpool hierarchy have been eager to ensure the squad does not carry emotional scars into the new season without addressing the gaping hole left in the forward line. At one point, Alexander Isak of Newcastle looked the obvious choice. Isak's blend of Premier League experience and technical quality seemed a natural fit for a Liverpool side hoping to mount another title challenge. However, Newcastle proved stubborn, rebuffing Liverpool's advances and making it clear Isak wasn't for sale unless a fee north of £100 million was paid. For Slot and Michael Edwards, Liverpool's new transfer guru, that figure simply didn't make sense. And so the focus shifted. Quietly, Liverpool sounded out alternatives. Victor Boniface was mentioned, as was Jonathan David. But it was Ekitike, who had endured a turbulent spell at Paris Saint-Germain before resurrecting his career at Eintracht Frankfurt, who emerged as Liverpool's top plan B. Why Hugo Ekitike? On the surface, Hugo Ekitike ticks many of Liverpool's boxes. Age at just 23. He fits the FSG profile of investing in talent with high resale value. Potential, he's raw, but boasts physical attributes that can be molded. At 6 feet 2 inches, he offers aerial threat and pace. Recent form. Ekitike registered 13 goals and 5 assists in the Bundesliga, despite limited service, showcasing his ability to adapt. Slot believes Ekitike's skill set mirrors some of what he worked with at Feyenoord, a player who presses well, attacks space, and links play. His arrival would complement Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz if he stays, and Cody Gakpo, providing Liverpool with options as Slot aims to implement his high-pressing vertical football. Neil Warnock's blunt assessment. Too much of a gamble yet not everyone is convinced. Speaking to Talk.Sport, veteran manager Neil Warnock pulled no punches in questioning Liverpool's decision. Isn't it a lot of money for someone who, yes, he's had a good season, but there's so many question marks about what he's going to be like, said Warnock. £90 million for that. I just think it's too much of a gamble. Warnock's comments reflect a broader skepticism in the English footballing community about paying premium prices for potential rather than proven output. Ekitike's record, good, not exceptional, leaves many wondering if Liverpool are overpaying for another striker who might follow the same unpredictable path as Núñez. Warnock also speculated whether this deal is being rushed to buy Liverpool. Time to circle back for Alexander Isak later in the window. The financial side, breaking down the deal. Liverpool fans will rightly point out that the club has negotiated well. Eintracht Frankfurt initially demanded $111 million, £85 million. Liverpool, through weeks of talks, whittled The price down to $93 million, £69 million with achievable add-ons making up the rest. Given Frankfurt's need to raise funds, seen as good business from Liverpool's perspective. Still, paying nearly £80 million for a player with just one standout Bundesliga season doesn't come without risk, hence the criticism. Arne Slot's vision. Why he backed Ekitike. Sources close to Arne Slot say the Dutchman views Ekitike as far more than just a goal scorer. He believes the player's mobility, technique, and defensive work rate align with the pressing style Slot demands. In his unveiling press conference, Slot emphasized the need for players who can contribute both with and without the ball. With intelligence in transitions, Ekitike fits this mold better than Núñez, whose future is now under question. With Atletico Madrid and Juventus reportedly watching developments closely, Liverpool's preseason plans. When will Ekitike debut? Ekitike is expected to complete his medical within the next 48 hours and then fly out to join Liverpool squad in Hong Kong ahead of their clash against AC Milan. It is unlikely he will feature heavily in that match, given his need to settle and understand Slot's methods. More realistically, fans could see Ekitike's first appearance when Liverpool head to Japan to face Yokohama Marinos on July 30th. That fixture offers the chance to debut him properly, integrating him alongside teammates like Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis Mac Allister, and Curtis Jones. What does this mean for Darwin Núñez? The big question following Ekitike's arrival centers on Darwin Núñez, signed with huge expectations. Núñez's inconsistency in front of goal has frustrated fans and management alike. While Slot initially spoke of new beginnings for all players, there's a growing sense that Liverpool may look to cash in on Núñez while his stock remains relatively high. If a significant offer arrives, perhaps from Spain or Italy, Liverpool could recoup a large portion of their outlay and officially anoint Ekitike as their long-term No.9. Luis Diaz, the next domino. Another subplot is Luis Diaz, whose future at Anfield appears increasingly uncertain. Interest from Barcelona and Bayern Munich has ramped up, with both clubs prepared to meet Liverpool's £60.7 valuation. If Diaz departs, Liverpool's attack would need reshaping, and Ekitike's versatility could prove invaluable. Capable of playing centrally or from wide positions, fan reaction, split opinions on the gambling among fans. Reaction to the Ekitike deal is mixed. Pros: young with upside, fits Slot's tactical demands, negotiated below. Frankfurt's asking price. Cons: hi-fi for limited experience. Another gamble after Núñez, not the proven killer striker many fans wanted. The Isak saga still alive. Despite moving for Ekitike, Liverpool sources hint the Alexander Isak situation isn't entirely closed. While Newcastle are firm now, financial pressures, especially regarding profit and sustainability rules (PSR), could force a rethink later. In the window, Liverpool, it said, are watching closely. Should Diaz depart and Liverpool free up funds from Núñez? A blockbuster late window bid for Isak isn't out of the question. In that scenario, Ekitike could provide depth, competition, and versatility rather than being the undisputed starter. Media coverage: Liverpool.com, single quotes. Us. Take Liverpool.com rightly pointed out that Warnock's valuation figures were exaggerated based on outdated reports linked to Newcastle's earlier bid for Ekitike. There will be some question marks around Ekitike based on the fact he only spent one full season with contract before making the move to Anfield. Although at 23, time is still firmly on his side, and Liverpool clearly view him as a player who can be developed into a top striker. In other words, Liverpool are paying for potential, not current status. A risky move, perhaps, but one rooted in clear sporting logic. What happens next? Short-term medical completed. Announcement expected this week. Ekitike joins the squad in Hong Kong medium-term integration into Slot system. Potential starts in preseason friendlies. Uncertainty lingers over. Nunez and Diaz. Long-term, potentially. Liverpool's no. 9 for the next decade. Success could validate Slot and Edwards' vision. Failure would leave. Liverpool exposed again. Final thoughts? Gamble or genius? Only time will tell if Arne Slot and Michael Edwards have pulled off a match with Hugo Ekitike. For now, the move is divisive, but undeniably bold. Liverpool are staking significant resources, not on immediate guarantees, but on potential future stardom in a post-Toda era of grief. Rebuilding and recalibration. This is a risk Liverpool seem willing, even eager to take.